Hello everyone, my name is Patrick, I am the manga reviewer, and I am at lunch today at Lipont Studio. So gonna show off what we have. I kind of made like a homemade bruschetta type. Some rosemary sourdough with some cream cheese, tomato, and sweet basil on top. Honestly, some olive oil would have been great for this, but I don't have any. Alright. So let's get started. Do I have that? And there we are. A lot better. Let's just get started now. Pop out chat. There we go. We are ready to party. Okay. So what should I do today? Maybe one game of League and read some manga. This is my lunch. This is the basil. You can't even see it. Nice flavor. Saying that by my own. To be honest, tomato and bread and cream cheese and the type of cheese is such a classic, delicious meal. Alright, return to Manhua Sect. I think I'm chapter 11 now? I can't recall. Oh yes, that's done. There's a chapter 13. Yes, I've read this. Chapter 14 then. Okay, I got crushed in rank this morning. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Chapter 18. Yeah. No, I think am I around here? Is this a pill of life? Oh.
My countermeasures are ready, even if you are not.
Wow. I was hungry. Oh, chapter 20. So we're here. Oh my god. They're probably messing up everything they were doing right now. What are they doing? Oh, I should probably... Oh. No, I read this before. I think we're here. In chapter 21. Canon Warwick. Okay. Did I read here? Oh yeah. So in that one we actually get a flashback of how fucking dope he is. Yeah, I think we're good here. NASA's chin. Interesting background support. Oh yeah. Oh wow. That was like the quickest loading. Level 91. Holy shit. I'm cooked. So these NPCs are talking shit to the MC. Alright, I'll teach you a lesson when you mess with someone else's front yard. Kicks it up, knocks them all out, takes liquor. So they're explaining the rivalry between. Thank you. It was very good. Hope you enjoyed it too. From the fact that they both Tao sex and they both use sword techniques and etc., there was a heavy competition between the two due to similarities. And whenever there's a dispute which sect was stronger, it immediately led to a sword duel. Because it was a battle between two prides. And because of that, those from the Manhua sect tried to avoid confronting those from the Southern Edge sect. Wow, I spoke way too soon about that being quick. Which meant they avoided going to Shaanxi. Although that wasn't the case for me. Because Shaanxi was the perfect place for me to waste Sangyong's eyes while I played around. I had no choice but to go there. Although I got into a lot of fights, I did not start a single one of them. They just came looking to me for a fight. Dude, seriously, now that I look about it, they're quite persistent. They kept coming back to me after being nearly to death to the point of death, as if they had a hobby of being beaten up. They're madmen who charged straight into me whenever they saw that I was from the Manhua sect. And that tenacity was probably a major factor in the Southern Edge sect becoming the way it is right now. And that's why I feel like a big trouble will happen if I come to them. Nah, it'll be fine. It's not like they're actively looking for me like they did in my past life. It would be difficult. Are you saying that not even a Sichuan Tan family, which called the master of poisons, can cure my father? Of course. Our family's poison mastery is second to none in the world. However, his condition is not caused by poison. It looks similar. It has to be a different cause. What disease are you saying? Oh, my apologies. I'm aware that you're a doctor and I did this out of frustration. I'm sorry. I cannot be of more help to you. What should I do? Father's condition, is getting worse by the day. He's lived his entire life devoting himself to the poor, and he's going to die after suffering through an unknown disease for a year. Isn't this too harsh? Young master, I'll be going in. Mount Hua an elder of the Southern Edge sect. I think it's time for you to accept the truth. The only way to salvage Abel Huang is through Taoist ritual. I understand what you mean, but I don't want to rely on something like that just yet. It's not common for the Southern Edge sect leader to offer to perform the ritual himself. Oh, the Popo's here. They're here to get me. Because my Zerf is legally good. Okay, excellent. Didn't have time to play anyways. Let's just read. Quick play. It's not common for the South. It's not common for the Great Southern Edge sect leaders to offer the performance itself. Don't you know the only reason you're getting this privilege is because he's Elder Huang, the Yunhua merchant sect? I still haven't replies to the lesson. I'll make a decision once they respond. How meaningless. So polite. But the only reason I can't do anything even after something like that is simple. It's because this man, Mosaxi, is an elder of the Southern Edge sect, which has been very prominent as one of the 10 great sects for a long time. And recently it has become an unstoppable force, making its mark across the world. And if this keeps up for a couple more generations, it won't be an exaggeration to say it'll become one of the greatest swordsman sects in the world. The Southern Edge sect had an overwhelming influence over Shaanxi since a long time ago. And when the elder of such a sect is making a suggestion, there's no way the son of a guildmaster can refuse him. They'll more likely ask us to pay them a fortune for the ritual. The money is in their hand. If I can save my father, I'm willing to devote my entire fortune. But if they are really confident that the ritual can save my father, they would have requested for payment after they save my father, which means they're after something else. I find this situation very frustrating. Just how will anyone else kill your father? We would have even the most young master. What's the issue? Yes, someone from the Manhua sect has come. From the Manhua sect? So they should just arrived. How did they send someone already here? The Manhua sect? The one on the verge of collapsing? They must be plotting something. What do you think this is? Young master, just be a waste of time. There's no need for you to meet someone like him. Do you really think the Manhua sect can cure the elder's disease? After they came after receiving my help for help, do you think I'll send them away without at least giving them the proper greetings? Where's the person that came from the Manhua sect? He's at the entrance. You let a long-distance guest wait in front of the entrance? Even in a hurry, we must still keep basic manners. I was planning to keep it inside, but I just couldn't compare what was going on. Forget it, I'll go greet myself. I apologize for putting you with such disrespect. I am Zhonggui Huang, the young master of the Yunhua Merchant Guild. It's my fault for not properly educating my subordinates. I hope you forget our plans. No, I understand. It's not like I'm here to be treated with hospitality. He's leaving with one leg? Huh? Where did you come over? I came here alone. Pardon? I said I came here alone. I know a way to kill Elder Huang, so lead the way. Oh, and at first I would like to see a tremendous word you're talking about in the letter. Would that be alright? Who the hell is this brat? Okay. Who the hell is this brat, huh? Look at that sussy looking guy. Huh? Alone? Yes. So you mean you came alone? Isn't that what I said? Is the Manhua sect looking down on the Yunhua Merchant Guild? Or is that not it? How ridiculous. Young man, so what I tell you, meeting these rascals from the Manhua sect would be just a waste of your time. They don't know anything, but still want to accomplish something. However, since they don't want to risk making fools of themselves by coming here, they send this youngster instead. I heard the sect leader of the Manhua sect is a wise man, but I think he resorted to this kind of trickery. I guess this kind of treatment is expected since I look very young. I think I need to raise his expectations just a little more. I apologize for the late greetings. I am Cheng Myung, a third-class disciple of the Manhua sect, and the letter you sent was delivered us to as well. However, I'm here because we have a clue to what disease your father is suffering from, judging by the symptoms described in the letter. What? You say we might know what my father's disease is? That is correct. This is the first time anyone has said this before. Many prominent doctors and experts have visited us already, but not a single one of them was able to talk about my father's disease, even before they met him. This brat tries to scam at such a young age. Young master, there's nothing more to hear from. Why don't we head back inside? There's no need to waste this time like this. Excuse me? Who are you, and why do you keep calling me a brat? Is that question towards me? Is there anyone else here who has been calling me a brat? What an impudent brat. A disciple from the Manhua sect can't even recognize the Southern Edge sect. Oh, so you're from the Southern Edge sect, you know? I just thought you were a doctor or something since you're acting like a know-it-all. So I'm assuming you have a way to cure Elder Huang's disease? Elder Huang is suffering from the disease because he did not follow the way of the Tao, and the only solution to that would be to perform a Taoist ritual. Oh, that sounds plausible. Then you need to hurry up and call the people from the Wudang sect or the Kunlun sect. Don't they specialize in those things? Like these? There's no need to do that thing. The Southern Edge sect is. Who doesn't know that neither the Southern Edge sect nor the Mount Hua sect specialize in that area? If you're going to perform a ritual, it'd be better to let true Taoists handle it. After all, don't you want to be as cost efficient as possible? That way you won't get ripped off. Don't you agree? How dare you mock an adult? Do you not learn to respect the elders of your sect? Oh yes, I'm so sorry. This bastard, do you really want to continue dealing with this brat? Hurry up and chase him out of here. Elder, this is the Yunhan Merchant Guild, not the Southern Edge sect, and it's up to me how I treat my guests. Young disciple, can I ask you a couple of questions? He's talking formally. Yes, sure. You said earlier that you had a clue about my father's disease. Can I hear the details about it? From what I heard, Elden Huang used to travel a lot, am I correct? And before he fell ill, he must have visited the Sealing Mountains during one of his journeys, am I correct? No, you're wrong? Huh? What? Then he must have been ambushed during one of his journeys, am I right about that? That's not right either. My father hasn't been ambushed during his travels for the last 5 years. Are you serious? It can't be. This is not how it's supposed to be. When did he get beaten up then? Even the slightest hope I had him was completely gone. Ha ha! Didn't I tell you the basic name? I can see the Manhua sect is just a bunch of ruffians who try to scam people. Is that obvious based on how they're doing? Young disciple, I hope you understand my circumstances. I appreciate my mission, but I don't want to risk an ambushes making my father's condition even worse than already. Please help out. I will deliver my thanks to the sect leader for this consideration. His body reddens up and becomes colder. When you press it on his skin, it turns slightly white for an instant, but quickly turns back red. Before he lost his consciousness, he felt heavily chills as if he was trapped inside an ice cave. And there must be a black dot not only on his glabella, but also on the back of his neck and his crown. How did you know that? Shall I continue? Please come inside. I will guide you myself. Young master, why are you letting him in? He simply listed common symptoms that appear when one is impacted by harmful ki. Nothing changes, even you know such things. So are you thinking that dark ki gathers up on the back of one's neck and they crown when impactful by harmful ki? If you know so much about it, then why weren't you able to cure my father, huh? This problem is solely ours, so I'll not let you interfere with it any more than it is needed. If you choose to continue doing it, we will take the necessary actions against the Southern Edge sect. Oh, his condition is worse than I expected. To see, these seem to be the symptoms of the demon flower, but I don't think it's a complete one. If he had been attacked with a high-level demonic arc, he wouldn't have lasted a year. It's incomplete. Would it be difficult? No. I don't think treating him would be very difficult. Well, I figured it would be very difficult, but I understand. I said it wouldn't be very difficult. I took some precautionary actions so he won't pass away. However, it will take some time to completely cure him. Also, I'll need to get through and a few steps of necessary preparation. Just what kind of preparations are you? Firstly, why don't we have breakfast? Yum, 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 yum. Young disciple, what kind of preparations were you talking about? Well, it's not too much. Since it requires a lot of energy, it's important for me to eat up properly. Speaking of which, your food is really good here. Can I really trust him? I guess I have no traits after seeing what he did earlier today. To be honest, treating your father isn't the biggest issue here. The real problem is to figure out why he fell ill. And that's why I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. Who is the closest person to your father? The person who's together with Elder Huang at all times, whether it's when he sleeps or when he's on a journey. Or at the very least, someone who would be least suspected if anything were to happen. And when you're an exception, of course. Why are you asking me this? I'll say that I need it for treatment purposes, huh? Excluding me, there are those who serve serve very close to my father. There are at least 5 people who would fit into that category of the person you described. I guess it'll be difficult to find them then. Just what are you trying to find? Are you really asking me because you don't know? Judging by Elder Huang's condition, he wasn't attacked by an outsider. In other words, it was the devilry of an insider. Watch what you say, young disciple. Everyone in the Yunhua Merchant Guild is like family to each other. They have been with us for their entire life, and they all respect my father. If not, it would be whatever. We would suspect them if we were doing it. It would be a read, don't you agree? That's right. So please don't worry too much. Everything will reveal itself after I investigate. Looking at his condition, someone who practices demonic arts in an incomplete manner has been constantly exposing the elder to demonic ki. There wouldn't have been any issues at first, so you must have been exposed to it for a long time. How do you plan on carrying out the investigation? Talking in a room just like we are doing right now, you simply need to sit and watch. Many interesting things will be happening soon. Actually, I have one thing I need you to do for me. What will it be? I'll do my best. Bring me one bar bottle of Young Tang liquor. It bothers me enough that a brat from the Manhua sect was allowed entry into the Yunhua Merchant Guild, but his name just had to be the same as that bastard's. Plum Blossom Sword Saint. I mean, dude, he literally saved the mirror, and why are you such a poo-poo head? Are you talking about the Plum Blossom Sword Saint? A sword saint. That bastard didn't deserve such an honorable title. Aldo gets so angry whenever the Manhua sect is brought up. The Plum Blossom Sword Saint died about 100 years ago, yet he's still being discussed. What was so great about him? Please don't let it bother you too much. What did you say? That arrogant brat is going around saying that he will cure Elder Huang, and you're letting me tell it not bother me too much? Do you really think he'd do such a thing? His condition seems to be improving. So that must be the reason. Elder Huang is strict about paying back what he owes. So if that child successfully cures him, the Unified Merchant Guild won't leave the Manhua sect in trouble. Manhua will use all means possible to support him, and I need to stop that from happening. Elder, if you don't like the idea of that child's presence, we just need to chase him out. Chase him out? Yeah. Even though it will be troublesome for you to do it yourself, we are just second-class disciples. And there's nothing wrong about a second-class disciple of the Southern Edge sect having a small sword sparring with a third-class disciple of the Manhua sect, Won't there be a rumor that we were threatening a little child? Who would know of the ongoing rivalry between the Manhua sect and the Southern Edge sect? If you say we met by chance and decided to spar, there won't be any issues. And since the Manhua sect and the Southern Edge Conference isn't far as off, it will serve as a good excuse. I understand what you're saying, but I won't allow it. That brat is still just a third-class disciple. Using violence against such a child doesn't fit the prestige of the Southern Edge sect. How would others view us if we persecute a child from that sect who is on the verge of collapsing? Then I'll take it that you didn't allow it to happen. However, if one of your disciples were to make a mistake, they would just need to be properly punished for their actions, right? Of course. I will personally punish anyone who lays their hand on that child, along with a reward that is even greater than the punishment. I will keep that in mind. Oh. Actually... Sesimir. It's not surprising that he looks down on the Manhua sect, but after all, by the time he was born, it was already on the decline. But when I was younger, the Southern Edge sect couldn't even stand a chance against the Manhua sect. If the Demon sect's invasion didn't topple them, the Southern Edge sect still would have been below the Manhua sect even now. We must not let those times return. Seeing how all that child came all the way here from the Manhua sect, it must be safe to assume that they must be starting to spread their influence again. And here I thought I trampled on them enough for them to not be able to stand back up. I'll talk to the sect leader as soon as this incident is taken care of. Sahyun, what are you planning on doing to that child? We should convince him to go back, shouldn't we? I don't like the idea of persecuting little children. It would look even worse if one of the elders did it instead. But what on earth would the Manhua sect think of when he sent such a little child alone? Wouldn't it not be allowed if it was a Southern Edge sect? The circumstances of different sects are not all the same. They must have had their reason. Their circumstances aren't that great, are they? How would we know about the affairs of another sect? We need to carry out our job. Just don't forget that our priority is helping out the elder. I guess we don't even need to go out of our way to look for him. Greetings! I am more than pleased to meet a disciple of the Manhua sect. I am Sumbuk Lee, a second-class disciple of the Southern Edge sect. Oh, hello. Okay. No respect, huh? If it's all right with you, could I ask if you where you're headed right now? To Elder Huang, to check up on his condition. Ah, I see. How thin-skinned. There's no way a child like him is able to cure Elder Huang's illness, even when the elders and prominent doctors only shrug their shoulders. And seeing how he's talking as if he can do it, I don't think he's all that good-natured. If you're not too busy, can I have a word for you? Oh, sure. What is it? As you may know, the Southern Edge sect and the Manhua sect developed by having sword sparrings with each other since ancient times. And even now, there's an event called the Southern Edge and Manhua Conference, where the disciples of the two sects spar with each other. Do you happen to know about it? Oh, is that so? I didn't know, since I hadn't been long since I entered the sect. That's why I thought. Even if he had seen the Southern Edge sect and Manhua Conference before, he wouldn't be acting so arrogantly towards me right now. Experience the Manhua sect's swordsmanship would be a great help to our training. What do you think? Would you be willing to give me the honor of being able to experience the great Manhua sect swordsmanship? He'd probably reject me. He should realize that I'm not someone against whom he can stand a chance at. Oh, so you're saying you want to fight me? I mean, it wouldn't exactly be fighting, but rather training by exchanging sword techniques. It's not fighting my ass. If it doesn't mean fighting, then what is it? Huh? I mean, I always welcome fights, but don't regret it. Could I ask what your monastic name is? I don't really have one, but my name is Chung Myung. I see. Then we'll call you Chung Myung. Listen, disciple Chung Myung, I will give you advice since you're just a child. You may think you are not doing anything wrong right now, but the world's affairs aren't always determined by whether one is doing right or wrong. I advise you return to Ran Huasek before you encounter any greater troubles. If you back away now, are you not going to fight, bro? Bro, I guess those from the Masama Edge sect prefer to fight with words than swords. Why do you keep chattering when you were the one who proposed a fight? That bastard. I guess I'm not mentally disciplined enough, because I can't help but want to beat the shit out of this brat. Oh, you're right, there's no need for me to hold back any longer. Let's begin this fight immediately. I, Sun Bukli of the Southern Edge sect, humbly request to have a sword sparring with Chung Myung, the Manhua sect. Yeah, this is not gonna go well, friend. You're right. I don't need to hold back. Hey, what is it? I want to talk to you. Hey, the guy behind me. Yes. Please let me your sword. What? Let him have a sword? Is that a disciple of a prominent sect should be saying? The first thing the disciples of Swordsman sects learn is to never let anyone lay their hands on a sword, yet he's asking to borrow mine? A disciple of a Swordsman sect doesn't even carry their own swords? Well, I mean, I'm here to resolve a medical issue. I never thought I had to fight like this. If you can, that's alright. I'll just pick up something that I could use as a sword. The Manhua sect really is. Let him. Or do you want to find out that the Southern Edge sect threatened to fight the disciple of the Manhua sect who didn't even have a sword? Here! Oh, thanks. Shall we begin? Are you not going to unsheath the sword? It's not like we're going to kill each other, so I don't find it unnecessary. But if you can if you want to, man. How troublesome. When I talk to him, I feel like all my mental cultivation has now been in vain. I was planning to chase him away by scaring him a little bit, but I don't think he'd listen to my words without a little lesson. You better not let your guard down. The moment you realize I'm not showing you any mercy, it will be already too late for you. Bro, hurry up. Let's end with this. I don't have all day. I'm busy. I got shit to do. Boom. Huh? Sangyeong must be quite angry. It doesn't seem like he wants to end it too quickly. Well, to be fair, the child did get under Sangyeong's skin. He chose the wrong person to do so. Although it may seem like he's holding his own against Sangyeong, it's probably taking everything he's got to even remain standing. Sangyeong can finish him up anytime he wants, but if he does that, people will think he needlessly harassed a little child. Sangyeong is using just enough power to make sure that the child can barely guard her off against his attacks. In other words, he's teaching the kid a lesson while even hit him once. Although I think it's a bit too generous a lesson for such an arrogant brat. I hope Sangyeong doesn't get too worked up. Again? He deflected again, using such a heavy and slow sword? Now that I think about it, he blocked my early attacks as if he knew the trajectory my blade would follow. Is he reading my blade's path? Is that even possible while reading my mind? Even I overestimated. He looks to be only about 15 years old. That means he should be only about the same age as my younger brother if I had one. To think such a young child can do such a thing. Let's see if we can deflect this. He's deflecting every single one of my strikes. And my talent for swordsman is considered one of the best in the Southern Edge sect. This is impossible. Straightforwardly extending blades that can even cut apart even the world. 36 world sword technique. Calm down. I almost went full out on him. He's like, what? What just happened? Sangyeong, what have you done to that kid? No, I'm certain I withdrew my cue from the sword. But still, I couldn't even scratch him when I was attacking with full force earlier. How's it possible that he flew backwards like that when I hit him with my sword after I withdrawn all my ki from it? He's like, what should we do, Sangyeong? He's like bleeding out. He's like, oh, wow. I didn't know a person could spell blood like that from a person's mouth like that. he's just Sangyeong, just what is going on here? His condition is quite serious. His insides turned into a mess. We must treat him immediately. Be careful, we're running, careful. Could there be any excuse for this? Not even the Zhuge Liang's grandfather could come up with a justification of what happened here. Fucking killing a teenage kid. You call yourself a prominent sect, yet you use such a lethal technique against a child? And I consider the Thousand Edge to be righteous. How am I supposed to take this situation that happened right in front of my eyes? I will never forget what happened today. Young master, please leave this place immediately. What's causing all this disturbance? Young master, what is going on? You fucking... What the hell happened here? Young master, there has been an accident? Did you just say an accident? The child who was treating my father was almost killed by the disciples from your sect. And you're calling this an accident? An accident is something that happens unintentionally, don't you agree? Young master, this is all just a misunderstanding. I never used too much force against him. This is just a simple duel. Look here. Did you really think using too much force against him is the only issue here? Why did you even swing your sword against a disciple of the Manhua sect in the first place? Also, a sword duel? Although I'm not very familiar with how things work in the Jianghu, I do remember that hearing that sword duels make sense only when they're battling between people of rivaling strength. Here, you fought against a child who's barely lived half of your age. Is this how the Southern Edge sect lives? This is how you guys are, Ben? I have nothing more to tell you. Please take your disciples and leave this place today. I am saying this as the acting master of the Young Huan Merchant Chet. I'll do as you say, but young master, please know that we sincerely wish Elder Huang a complete recovery despite what happened here today. I'll keep them in mind, although it doesn't seem to be the case. Elder, I will return to our temple with Weehi. The one responsible for this must take full responsibility for it. You will stay here and do whatever it takes to earn the young master's forgiveness before returning to the temple. Do you understand? Yes, Elder. According to the doctor, the boy's situation was critical since his key veins had been completely depleted. Although they had been treated, a complete recovery cannot be guaranteed. Wow, does it mean his life is out of danger at least for now? I assume so. That's a relief. Did the doctor say anything about when he will regain consciousness? He said it would take at least 2 or 3 days. I hope my father's condition doesn't worsen until then. This child is the only person who was able to improve my father's condition. He might even be the only hope to save my father. And to think that they attacked such a child and beat him unconscious. They wouldn't have done such a thing if they had even the least bit of respect towards the Yunhuan Merchant Guild and my father. The Southern Edge sect has become too arrogant. Young master, do you really think this child can cure the master's illness? I still cannot believe myself to trust him. None of the many prominent doctors were brought who could identify my father's disease. But he was able to list all of the symptoms of my father's illness, even while seeing him in person. Has my father's condition improved noticeably? My trust in him isn't baseless. I see this as the heavens trying to help me. Anyhow, you are permitted to do whatever you can to make sure the young disciple can recover as fast as possible. I hold no grudge against you personally. Just because it is this a payback for getting my way. Huh? Got you. Nice. Gotcha, you bastard. Whoa. I got you now, rat. Let's see if you can dodge midair. I think you misunderstood something here. The one who got the short end of the stick is you, not me. Just what are you doing here, Jabak Boon? Young master. See? I told you he'd come out on his own. Although I was a bit skeptical of what you said, seeing how everything turned out, I don't have anything else to say. The general is the last person I'd have expected to have been behind this. Why? Why did you suspect that was me? I didn't. What? I never suspected anyone specific to be the culprit. I simply thought that if I pretended to be injured after showing I know how to cure Elder Huang, the malefactor would come after my life. And what if they didn't come? You had no choice but to come. If you had managed to kill me, you could have put all the blame on the Southern Edge sect. How can you miss such an opportunity? You must have planned this together with the Southern Edge sect. Not at all. They simply proposed a duel. Lucky me. Then what about your injuries? If anything, the doctor said that you lost consciousness for your internal... Why are you asking something so obvious? If I couldn't fool a doctor, I wouldn't have agreed to do this from the beginning. It looks like you have a lot of questions, but we're not here to answer them, mister. What's important is that you fell for my trap. And now, we know who Elder Huang's poisoner is. Ha 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 ha. Are you telling me because I tried to harm you, I am to blame for Master Huang's disease? Young master, please don't believe it. Trying to talk his way out of here is insane. He misses the most important thing in his logic. Try to kill the master? How could I do such a thing when he treated me so well? Isn't that so why you believe I wouldn't be the culprit? Then why did you attempt to kill the young disciple? Why did you fight the fact that you're a martial artist? That child is deceiving you, young master. Even the most prominent of doctors fail to treat Master Huang. So how could it be possible for such a young child to be able to do it? Then you should try to convince me of that. You really think you could use that to justify your actions? Like, do you think I'm dumb? Would you even listen to me if I tried? You were already out of your mind. Deceived ones do not listen to others. So the only way to bring back your sanity was to kill that child. Oh my bro, whoa. How much longer do I need to listen to your excuses? I'll just beat you up a little bit and call it a day. Alright, everyone attention. This is called the Red Demon Hand. If you get afflicted with a high-level Red Demon Hand, your entire body will turn dark and red and you will die within half a day. Of course, this isn't very high level, but it's definitely enough to kill a man. It would be especially easy if their target was an old man who hasn't practiced martial arts before. However, if there's anyone closer than you who is close enough to Elder Huang and can inject demonic energy into him, then I may believe you are innocent. Anyone else? Subdue your general immediately! You may kill me if you resist. Yes! Damn it, I was so close! If it only wasn't for those damn kids. Those damn middling kids. The one responsible for this must take full responsibility. You will stay here and do whatever it takes to earn the young master's forgiveness before returning to the temple. Oh, he probably meant that as more of a punishment than an order. What's happening? Who are you calling a brat? Everything now has been covered now, right? I know you may have your circumstances, but you can fill us in with the details later. For now, I just want to beat you up and get this over with. I'm a little tired, you know? Beating me up, you? What an arrogant brat. Do you really think you can hammer me when I use my red demon hand at full power? A brat like you? No, I wasn't talking about myself. There he comes, over here. A hero from the Southern Edge sect has arrived, just in time to defeat the demon. You're here to save us, right? I am, but why me? Bro, get a fucking clue, my dude. Get a clue, huh? Oh, is this the perfect chance for me to make up for my actions? If this is the case, I will take full advantage of this opportunity. You will be defeated by the blade of the Southern Edge Sect demon. Psh, psh, psh. We solved one problem, but still, it's not over yet. I think it won't take too long. After all, he's a disciple from a prominent sect. There's no way he would lose to someone who hasn't practiced martial arts very deeply. Not very deeply, but then you show us what he's capable of earlier? I wasn't lying. It's true that he knows how to use a red demon hand. I just exaggerated the symptoms to show you that what he could eventually accomplish. Are you really a Taoist, young disciple? Yes, of course. In fact, I'm the most experienced Taoist in the world. I mean, not very convincing when you're like 12 or 13, but hey. Why have they fighting for over an hour already? Maybe I should just beat him up myself. The villain! I've subdued the villain! Good job. I'll never forget the help of the Southern Edge sect. Thank you. It's finally over. It took him quite a while. I don't know how to describe the situation. In just 2 days, he solved the problem that had been going on for over a year. Was it really something that could have been solved this easily? Of course not. Had it been this simple all along, anyone would have been able to find the malefactor's identity. It most feels as if there's an astute expert hiding inside this child. Young disciple, why did the Jenna target my father's life? Do you have any idea about that? I don't. Weren't you able to find him because you had some idea about the reason? Not really. It's the official job to figure out his intentions. I'm only here to solve the problem and get the reward, you see. Speaking of which, you do have the reward ready, right? Of course. But you're forgetting about one thing. The problem itself hasn't been solved yet. I never asked for for you to capture the culprit. What I want is for my father to recover from his illness. Do you think you can make this happen? It goes without saying. If that's the case, I promise to support the Manhua sect even if I turn the entire Unified Merchant Guild upside down. Ha! Are you kidding me? You're supposed to reward me, not my sect. What the hell? Ooh, I do all the work and the Manhua sect gets all the reward? What kind of bullshit is this? It seems he's even more of a madman than I thought he was. All that's left is to cure the Elder Huang's disease now. There wasn't anything particularly difficult about this quest, and I like to think that I ever managed to mess with the Southern Edge sect in the process, but if there's one problem, is that I'm not very confident, to be honest. I acted all confident in front of him, but I'm not entirely sure whether curing Elder Huang is possible or not. After all, the current me is not the Plum Blossom Sword Saint. If I make a mistake and the demonic key inside him starts acting up, Elder Huang, who is in a severely weakened state, will instantly die without even making a sound. But no one was able to know what's possible without trying. Don't blame me if this goes wrong. Ooh, demonic key. His insides are overloaded with it. I guess even though the user is a bit lacking, I guess it's still demonic key. And I'm not sure if my key will work against it, but I'll try my best. Can it actually be possible? I guess it's obvious that now that I think about it. The only thing gathered inside of me, pure key, was inside. I only gathered only the purest of pure key inside of me. If I didn't focus on that, I would have been able to gather at least 10 times more key. But because I was picky about it, it almost seems a bit too easy. This is no longer a fight between me and demonic key. It's a matter of how long Master Elder Huang will hold on. Hold on. Just wait a little. I'll finish in an instant. They started avoiding me. Where are they going? Oh, to his head? They will all run off in his head? Damn, I need to be really careful about handling this. If I thought they attacked them and caused a fight inside his head, Elder Huang will not have survived. If I don't do anything about it, the demonic key will spread throughout his body uncontrollably. I'm stuck in a stalemate. I guess I'll do neither. You won't have anyone else to run, right? So here you go. Run into a place you guys can run off to. Myself. Don't make me laugh. You think I'll lose my conscience because of something like this? My pride as a plum blossom sorting won't let this happen. But my sight, I'm slowly passing out. I need to pull myself together. It's over if I lose my consciousness here. This body is young, so it won't be able to last much longer. That's why I need to finish this quickly, you damn demonic key. Slash. What just happened? The speed suddenly increased abnormally. It's hard to track them in my eyes. It's different. It's different when they were in Elder Huang's body. They're putting a fight with everything they got, almost as if they know they have nowhere else to run. On top of that, I already feel tired because I didn't gather a lot of tea. I'm at a disadvantage because I let this drag out too long. It might even devour my body. You bastard! My sword! There's no end to it. Now that it's come to this, there's nothing else I can do. Other than that, the thing I want to avoid doing the most. If I screw up, both my body and conscience will be destroyed. But I have no other choice. The only way to get rid of all the demonic key inside my body is to spread the key from my dantian throughout my entire body. And explode them all in an instant. My body's breaking apart. I almost died. I'm not doing that ever again. The demonic key wasn't something that I would normally be able to handle at my level. I was just lucky. Who are you? Are you awake? Who do you think I am? I'm at Xi'an? I must have ended up after dying. What did you just say? After Elder Huang regained his consciousness, the situation at Yunhuan Merchant Guild was quickly tidied up. If it wasn't for me, Bun's plan would have been a success. The Huang family would have been gone. He would have received all of their wealth. Jacob Bun revealed that he is the son of the merchant who used to be the Yunhuan Merchant Guild's rival, as well as some excuses that would make us feel sorry for him, but I couldn't care less. Everyone in the world has their own stories, but didn't give you the right to escape the punishment for your sins. The only thing that caught my attention was how Jabak Bun had acquired the Red Demon Hand. And even the technique was something he had found on a dead body during his travels throughout the mountains. How disappointing, huh? He thought the demon cult was a rip behind it. Oh well. But thanks to that, he showed as a VIP. I mean, very, very high VIP. Oh, that looks good. Some noodles, some hong some fish, some fried pork. Damn. Father, you shouldn't be moving too much yet. I'm fine. I actually feel better now than I had felt before I felt ill. Young, this about Chum Young, right? Oh, didn't you see me when you woke up? Maybe you didn't recognize me because I ate so much. I guess it's understandable. He became twice as chubby in mere 3 days. Do you have some business with me? Pardon me if I come as disrespectful, but the reason I came here is because I have a request for you. Firstly, please refute my bow. Young disciple, you have saved my life. I don't even know how I can ever repay this favor of yours. Oh, please get up. I heard from what happened during the whole time from Jung-Hill. If there was something, some way that I could repay this favor of yours, then I'll do all I can that can repay it. Please give me a chance to repay your favor. That's my request. If you have anything that you want, please feel free to tell me about it. How can a Taoist receive rewards from helping people? I'd be in trouble if my sect finds out, so I came here without the permission of my sect, so yes. Because this matter was so urgent, I didn't have time to seek permission from my sect. You went that far for me? In that case, all the more favor I have to repay. There's no way your sect would find out, so please let me know. You promise, yeah? That you won't tell my sect about this? Yes, but that book is nothing. It's just something that I write on because my memory gets fuzzy as I grow older. Old? You're old? You write things on it? What is it? And you asked me to tell you what I want, right? Everything in that book is... Everything in that book? Alright then, shall we get started then? Father, how are you feeling? It's hard to believe that I really feel like my body is so light that I could fly. It's like I became younger by 10 years. Alright, something really bizarre happened. What's the matter? I thought you were here to check on my condition since everything has been settled. Time is precious. Tell me what you're here for. Well, I mean, guild leader, I heard that you gave instructions to reduce our dealings with the Southern Edge sect, and that you promised to give Manhua's sect quite a significant amount of rewards. Yes, I did. Guild leader, the Southern Edge sect ruled over Xi'an and is influential in Shaanxi as well. For us to distance ourselves from them and support Manhua sect is a very urgent thing to do. I know that you're grateful for that to the young disciple, but the reward that you promised him is exorbitant. And isn't it dangerous for us to deepen our relationship with Manhua sect even now we're already invested in the Southern Edge sect? If you have already decided everything, then I hope you'd allow to us to maintain our dealings with the Southern Edge sect like we did in the past. Young leader, what is the duty of a merchant? Sorry? That's a merchant's duty is to run a business that's upright and build sound business relations while growing and contributing to our country and world. You're good at talking, young guild leader. It sounds impressive. There's no need to say such fancy things in front of me. Don't you already know that well? The duty of a merchant is to earn money. A merchant is someone who might have to break few laws in order to chase after money. Am I not right? If you want to do it upright, do it with the money you earn. If you want to help others, you can help them with the money you earn. And when it comes to a merchant's earnings money, there's no right or wrong. The only thing that matters is efficiency. That means, are you saying that you're going to benefit from the Manhuan sect that's almost done for? Have you forgotten how I built up the Yunhua Merchant Guild? The inside of merchant. To invest in something that nobody is paying attention to or recognize yet. That applies to a sects or other merchant guilds. That was how Father Yunhua Merchant Guild to be the top merchant guild in Shaanxi. But guild leader, I don't know the reason for the investment in Manhua sect. There's nothing there that warrants our investment, right? Didn't you see it for yourself? That's stud. Your concern now is that Manhua sect cannot be compared to the Southern Edge sect, but if the Manhua sect grows per my expectation and we're able to maintain good relations with them, that benefits that we reap from it would be tremendous. The merchant and the inside of a merchant, but I don't really understand. Wouldn't that mean that if they're unable to grow, we would suffer tremendous loss? There's no guarantee that Manhua sect would be able to grow to that extent. Zhongyong, how foolish of you. A merchant isn't one who waits until you see the basis for growth. It's making that basis yourself. We're not going to wait for the Manhua sect to grow. We're going to make it so that they grow. I met countless merchants and martial masters in my life, but that boy is the only one who managed to fluster me and left me in awe. How could we use all we have to search for Imugu, which is like a fake dragon, when there's a dragon that's right in front of us preparing to rise up? Those people who are called to rule the world can't be understood by the normal mindset. Don't try to understand it, just observe it. If you do that, there will become a time when you can accept it. If that treasure that I've promised to that boy will be forever remain in his heart and become like unbreakable chains that bind us to him, then the merchant guild will not see any losses. If that is all it takes for us to become close friends with him for life, then it's actually a small price to pay. Is this really a small price to pay? Yes, the truth is we paid 5 times more than I expected though. That viper-like boy. Looks like you won't be changing any of your decisions. Understood. If other things that way, then I'll trust and follow you. but still I'm doubtful right now, which is why I'll work towards overcoming my doubt with my own hands. I will grow the Mount Hua sect. Good. That's pleasing to my ears. I'm sure he's planning something. Since he wouldn't give me all the treasures just because he's grateful to me, it doesn't matter what he wants from us. I have no intention of giving them to him. If only I were a child, I would have felt obligated to do things for him, but unfortunately, I'm but an old fossil, so that soul is totally worn out. What's the matter? I have no evil intentions. If you permit it, I'd like to duel you once more. I beseech you to have a serious duel with me. I know you had tricked me this time so that you could resolve this incident this time quickly, and since everything ended nicely, I can understand why you did it. Trick you? What a strange thing to say things. Aren't you the one who tricked me? Isn't that why you're not trying to put the blame on me? Isn't that why you're not trying to put the blame on me? He's really a bizarre kid. And what has all this got to do with the duel? Me getting humiliated, the whole thing contributing to resolving this incident this time, or you having me dancing in your palms? All of that doesn't matter, because all of them occurred due to my own incompetence. But what really gets me in that duel is that we had before the whole incident blew up. I'm still unable to understand what happened to me at that time. So you want another duel with me? Yes. While it's quite unbelievable, I know that you're stronger than I am in martial arts. I simply want to understand what happened to me that time. Look at him. He knows he was just dancing in my palms, yet he still wants to duel me? I doubt he's simply looking for another beating. What an interesting response. You'll probably regret it though. Even so, I would like to do it. He's so small. He's probably 10 years younger than me. He's at least one generation later than me. One generation basically means that I, a second-class disciple, could take him, a third-class disciple, as my own disciple. Even though that's the case, why do I feel such heavy pressure from him? It's as if I'm fighting with one of the elders. Is this really the pressure that a child like him is exuding? Or am I hallucinating this? I need to make sure of this with my own eyes. Oh, this feels good. Even though he doesn't look like he's intimidated, he's keeping his guard up as if he met a tiger. How sharp. The stronger your senses are, the more you see in a situation, and that leads to one's potential. Huh, you're one of those late bloomers, huh? The more he trains, he will improve several times over as compared to others. He may actually become the seven-edged supreme sword. Shall I teach him a lesson then? Bring it. Illusion sword. Since when did the Southern Edge sect use illusion swords? Please be careful. I know my own incompetence. Therefore, I'm going to go all out from the start. I'll be using the Southern Edge sword's new martial art, 12 movement snow flower sword against you. You. Here I go. 12 movement snow flower sword. Snow flow sword. You bitch. One shot. You bastard. Where did you learn that from? Where did I learn it? What do you mean? You. The 12 woman snow flower sword? Bullshit. You might be able to deceive everyone, but it won't work on me. I know the sword art very well. It's a sword art that contains the very essence of Mount Hua. One of the strokes of the 24 movement plum blossom sword technique. The infinite plum blossom. The 24 movement plum blossom sword technique that has been lost even within the Mount Hua sect. Why are you using it? Is the gap between me and him so big? It's as if I'm feeling the horror from facing a demon. Am I going to die? Your insides were messed up. Your insides that were messed up have started to settle. You will recover from your injuries soon. So that's the Southern Edge's new martial art, 12-stroke snow flower sword. That's right. They were probably sure that the Mount Hua sect wouldn't have even recognized it if even they used it openly. Since there's no one in the Mount Hua sect that remembers the 24 movement plum blossom sword technique. They're ridiculing the Mount Hua sect. Who learns this sword art? Second class disciples and above would learn this. So the only ones who know this sword art would be the first class disciples, second class disciples, and the elders? I heard that the elders have never learned this sword art. So the only ones who have learned this sword art would be the first class disciples and second class disciples. The elders have never learned the sword art. If one of the elders invented the 12-stroke snowflower sword, then they definitely pass it down to one level below them, to the first class disciples. That means the person who completed the sword art is still within the Southern Edge sect. Gotta freaking mess with him. Am I cooked? Is it done? Okay. I mean, I guess it's a good lunch. Solid 15-minute stream. I read this yesterday, but let me read it again. Demain, dès l'aube, à l'heure où blanchit la campagne, je partirai, vois-tu, je sais que tu m'entends. J'irai par la forêt, j'irai par la montagne. Je ne puis demeurer loin de toi plus longtemps. Je marcherai les yeux fixés sur mes pensées, sans rien voir au dehors, sans entendre aucun bruit, seul, inconnu, le dos courbé, les mains croisées, triste, et le jour pour moi serait comme la nuit. Je ne regarderai ni l'or du soir qui tombe, ni les voiles au loin descendant vers l'Harfleur. Et quand j'arriverai, je mettrai sur ta tombe un bouquet de houx verts et du bruyère en fleurs. Well, thank you for joining me. And I'll see you guys next